Okay, all right. Well, let's get some fundamental analysis going then. Hemang Jani joins us on the show. Hi, Hemang. Good morning and good to see you. Well, Hemang, I need to ask you about the metal space, because that's the one that's made a comeback. The fear is that, this time around, it may not play out. That's the fear. But otherwise, metals move with momentum, and momentum is definitely with the bulls. What's your preference in the metals pack? Ferrous or non-ferrous? Aluminium seems to be quite well placed as well, with the rising alumina cost.
Good morning, Nigel. Thanks for having me. So clearly, as a part of the rotation and more so because of the developments in China on the stimulus front, we are seeing a good, comeback when it comes to both ferrous and non-ferrous metals. And we do think that given the global market, the possibility of the rate cut, there is a case for some more upside for the metal space as a whole. Within the pack, what we like purely from a technical perspective is something like Tata Steel, where the iron ore to the finished product spreads are a little better and will be one of the big beneficiary of the current trends. Apart from that, from a location perspective, we have been liking Hindalco. I think that seems to be fundamentally much better placed compared to some of the ferrous stocks per se. And Novelis also, I think, is in a much better position in terms of the funds, the debt part, etc. So these are the two names that we like at this point of time.
No, I've got that and point taken. The other name which saw so much interest, right, was PB Fintech yesterday. And let's just put up the intraday. It'll put the move in context, right? PB Fintech was down 10%. In the early in the morning, and it ended down just under 1700. So there was a big 8% kind of recovery coming through by the close of it. Remember, the news that we broke exclusively day before yesterday evening was their planned sort of entry into the healthcare services space. Markets are worried whether an entry into getting into hospitals will require lots of capital. Hemang, any thoughts on this one? It's done very well this year. And now this, what's your sense?
Prashant, it's a bit surprising given that there's so much of interest for these kind of, startup companies which have started doing so well and you come across these kind of things. And this is not for the first time, some of the retail pharmacy companies, which did so well, eventually went on acquiring some of the, retail pharmacy chains. So typically, when you are sitting on a pile of cash and you really want to create some excitement, you kind of do this kind of thing. But I don't think market is too excited. And even in terms of valuation, you look at the market cap, about 75,000 crore, maybe fintech. So not too positive, but we need to see what kind of money they are going to invest. If it's going to be significant, obviously, market would be slightly disappointed with that.
All right, Hemang, final one before we let you go. What about Edelweiss? I'm not sure, but I think you like that one, Edelweiss. I think we had discussed it in the past. There is that large trade that's going to take place. They're going to be selling, a 5% stake in Nuvama and get close to 1,500 crore rupees, which is more than 10% of its market capitalization. The stock, though, is up more than 20% in 1 month. Your view?
Yeah, so Nigel, we discussed this last time around, and our calculations showed that the intrinsic value for Edelweiss be somewhere in the range of 125, 130, given the sum of parts, including Nuvama and few other companies, and the stock has done so well. So now, if the final block goes to around 6,500 or thereabouts, I think it would be pretty much at the current intrinsic value. So don't see a significant case of upside. I think, post this, you will see the stock, returning back to its broad range of about, let's say, 115, 130 or somewhere there.
Okay, Hemang, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it here on CNBC-TV18.